So if you do get my joke, please clap. If you don't, clap harder because the joke may be very good, you know, and you just didn't get it. Okay. So while, you know, I was just walking here, excellent weather in Dubai, right? And I see this beautiful girl, stunning. She, you know, picking her hairs behind her ear. What a sight. So, you know, that little breeze flowing, excellent sight. And she was puking her guts out. Like puking. And that got me thinking, you know, how our evolution from childhood to adulthood is all compared to what we are puking, right? As a kid, you are puking Cerelac, right? You grow up, you drink for the first time, you are puking Old Monk. You grow up further, you are puking champagne. And that gets me thinking, you know. You remember that Salt Bay restaurant bill? That 615,000 dirham bill? Yeah. Which had like 4 wines in it? Yeah. I wonder whether those people also puke that wine out. Must be that costliest puke ever, right? Anyway, I grew up in a boys' school, right, back in India. And in boys' school, we have that aspiration, you know, that innate aspiration that one day we would have a girl for ourselves. You know? And watching those Russian, Ukrainian beautiful girls, you know, Anna Kournikova, Maria Sharapova, like that is a sight, right? I want something like that. Anyway, thinking about those Russian girls, all I could get was some Russian vodka. Anyway, so studied hard, got into engineering. Unfortunately, I got into civil engineering. Right? Now, if you guys don't know how civil engineering works, so on the first year, we had something called ragging, right? Where our seniors would line up all the guys, would ask them to strip down, right? And measure each other. And you would have something called, and that was a competition. Okay? You would have a competition called Prachanda Landadhari. Which literally translates to somebody with the biggest dick ever. I saw so many dicks in one night, girls would not have received them in their inboxes. It's such a traumatic experience when you go through that. And you know, it makes sense, right? Look at us, look at civil engineers, right? We make those tall buildings, we can stand tall. Whether anybody is looking at you, you are still straight. Right? Look at Burj Khalifa, right? Standing tall, all by itself. It even has fountain show at night. Yeah, and I'm sure Burj Khalifa enjoys watching girls clicking pictures of it. So, you know, despite of all this trauma, I'm a hopeful, I'm a very optimistic guy, right? So I like this girl, very pretty, very beautiful, right? And in my head, I was like, she must like me back. So I pour my feelings down on a piece of paper, I write a very beautiful poem, at least I felt so. I pay her that poem. She takes that poem to her grandfather. The grandfather, who was an English professor, corrects the grammar in that poem. So I had a learning, okay? If you want to get a girl, you need to have good English, good grammar. While I worked on it, couldn't get the girl, couldn't still get the girl, but I got through MBA. Now in MBA, you know, it is a wonderful period, right? So you complete MBA, and then you know, I thought consulting is like the most wonderful profession, right? You get to travel, you're solving people's problem. I was so attracted to that idea of solving people's problem, so I chose consulting. And that was my expectation, you know, we were doctors. We were doctors for those companies, for people, right? Where they would share their problems, we would write prescription, we'd help them out, we'll solve their problems. When I actually moved to consulting, I realized it is not a real doctor job. It is like a therapist, you know? We would just hear those clients' problem, we'll nod our head, right? We'll charge them a bomb and motivate them to do themselves better. that was the lesson anyway. So after consulting, still that aspiration, those beautiful Russian girls, right? That is still alive, right? So I got the opportunity for Dubai, right? Dubai, the excellent city. Yeah. Clap for that. So Dubai, and I talked to my friend, and there is that aspiration. Now you are at the right place. Now you will score. Now you will finally get laid. Right? Yeah. Finally. Long. So people talk about those Bumble, those all these apps, right? And we talk about hookup culture. What kind of people did you meet? How easy or difficult it is to meet people, and what kind of disaster people have you met so far? But people don't talk about one very important thing, right? It is creating your profile. Creating the profile is like, that moments before your death, when your entire life flashes in front of you, and you have to write about that in 4 sentences. So those 4 sentences, you writing about what is so joyous about you. Anyway, that didn't work as well, despite of that MBA good English, right? That is done now. So a player friend of mine, right? Excellent, like he would know how to score, right? At least he told us so. So he advised that you should get a picture of, doing some adventure sport. In adventure speaks, right? So I asked him, what is the most adventurous of the adventure sport? He told skydiving. I signed up for it. Skydiving. So I sign up, we have that small training, we start ascending. And you would imagine, that there is that excellent view of Palm Jumeirah, those Palm Islands, World Islands, everything, this is so beautiful. And all you are thinking of, I mean, all the time they are ascending, you are like, fuck, I have to jump from this height? Fuck you, man. Why don't you just stop? Oh yeah. Anyway, despite of that, I gather my courage. And with that, the immense purpose of life, ask the photographer, bro, you have to click the good picture. I need a good picture, that is what I need. Okay? And, I'm all ready, not ready, but scared. Ask them to throw me out. They do. And the same thing happened, which happened the first time I had that Russian vodka. The puking fountain. This time, it was not just the costliest puke, it was the highest puke ever. Seeing me puke, my instructor is puking, the cameraman is puking. You remember, few days back we had rains in Dubai? Unsuspected rains. Now you know why. That's